Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hope all of you have submitted the open book, no? After chapter 14.
Yes, Mataji, long back.
Yeah, is there anyone remaining? No. I think last week it was final, no? It was the
Last week only we all
26.
submitted, Mataji.
Last week we didn't have class.
No, you didn't have network, no, Mataji. You called
Yeah,
me and told
right.
me you'll try to join.
Okay. That's how I missed the open book. Okay. Maybe I'll share it next week. So 15.7 to 20, that is the last few slokas, like only 20 slokas in this chapter. So we'll try to cover it up. There was like a lot of thunderstorms, storms, and bad rain. Okay. So yes. So 15.7 to 11 is about transmigration of living entities. I think we already saw this in chapter 2 about how the transmigration happens to living entities. But again, Krishna is describing in detail identity of the living being. Okay, he is explaining the how different living entities is being created, and they are all what? Part and parcel of Krishna. Okay, everybody is all the living entities, not only human beings, but even animals. All of them are part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna says, Mamevamsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanadanaha manashastrani prakristani karshati mameva amsha jivaloke jiva bhuta sanadana. Matlab, all the living entities in the conditioned world are eternal fragmental parts of Krishna. Like any example can you give? And any analogy like about how they are part and parcel of Krishna. And due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with 6 senses, which includes the mind. So to show part and parcel, any example? Anyone remembers? Yes. Part and parcel. Like Krishna is the whole and we are like part and parcel. Okay, like a big machine. Okay, there is a big machine and there is a screw for the machine. So if you take out the screw, what happens? The whole machine cannot work. So this screw is very important. But only when it's attached to the machine, it has some value. Otherwise, the screw alone, it doesn't have any value. Similarly, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Only when we are attached to Krishna, we have a value. Or another example is about we are all big zeros. But when Krishna is number one, so when there is one in front of the zero, the zeros have value. Okay, so that is one another example. And also this hand. Okay, so hand is part of my body. The hand, once the hand is cut, like for example, diabetes and all this gangrene. So sometimes amputation is done of a leg or a hand or something so that the disease doesn't spread. So once the hand is cut, the hand doesn't have any value. But since as long as the hand is attached to the body, it has a lot of functions to do. So similarly, as soon as we are detached from Krishna, we doesn't have any value because we are part and parcel of Krishna. Part and parcel of my body is my hand. So the function of the hand is to serve the body. Similarly, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Our real goal is to serve Krishna. Jivera Surabhoi Krishna Nityadas, we are servants of Krishna. Or Krishna himself says we are part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna has a lot of expansions like the Vishnu Tattva, that is personal primary expansion, then is Vibhinna Amsha, the secondary expansion. So the living entities are all Vibhinna Amsha, or the secondary expansions of Krishna. And we have given minute independences granted to every living entity. But we misuse that independence, then we become conditioned soul. And by proper use of that independence, one become liberated. Okay, so we are struggling. Manashastrani Indriyani Prakristani Karshati. We are struggling. The conditioned soul is bound up. They're shackled. Okay, it may be an iron chain or a gold chain or a silver chain. What are the chains with which we are bound?
Modes of material nature.
The modes of material nature. Okay, Sattva is which chain?
Gold chain.
Gold.
Gold chain.
And Rajas is?
Silver.
And then Tamo is? Iron.
No.
Ah, so
No.
anything is shackles only, no? Any chain, gold or silver, whatever it is, it's shackled. So it is bound out by false ego. And the mind is the chief agent which is driving our existence or material existence. So Krishna himself says we are part and parcel of Krishna. So we should identify ourselves as part and parcel of Krishna. Then we have value. Otherwise, we doesn't have any value. So 8, again, the soul transmigration is said. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapi utravadishvaraha dihi daivaitani samyadi vayur gandhani vashya. So living entity in the material world carries its different conception of life from one body to another as the air carries aroma. This is a Bhakti Shastri question, like how the air, no, it carries aroma. You can see like when air comes into a garden, takes out nice smell of the flowers. When it goes through a kitchen area, it takes the aroma of the food that is cooked. Or if it's coming through a bathroom area, it takes other smell. But does the air have smell? No. Similarly, the soul might take one body, give up another body, take up another body, give up another body, but it doesn't get attached to it. Okay, so that is what is happening. So living entity in the material world carries different conception of life from one body to another as the air carries aroma. Thus, it takes one kind of body again and quits another type of body. Again, the second chapter, which sloka states this about transmigration?
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे तथा
Yeah.
यथा
Kaumaram
कौमारं तथा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति.
Yeah, tada dehantara prapti. So after once the life ends, then the body dies, then the soul transmigrates to another soul. That's the second picture. You can see it transmigrate. So a dhiras tatra mukhyati, somebody who's dhira, who's knowledgeable, doesn't care about it or doesn't get disturbed by this. The soul get transmigrated, right? So it transmigrates from one body to the another based on its desires. So Shrotam Chakshus Parshanam Charasanam Graname Vacha Adhishtaya Manaschayam Vishayat Upasevate. The living entity thus taking another gross body obtains a certain type of ear, tongue, nose, and sense of touch which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects. So because we have these material desires, we want to enjoy, we are given such a body. Like for example, you can see in this picture, what is the first picture indicating? What is it? What is the first picture? Nobody can see my screen.
It's a bee, Mataji.
Yeah, it's a bee. And what is it trying to do?
Bee is going from flower to flower, taking
So
the
by which
nectar.
sense it is attracted to?
Yes, yes.
Smell, Matan.
No,
Smell.
the tongue.
The smell.
Those small parts. Yes. Honey from that.
The taste of honey.
Yes. It's like, does it taste and go from one flower to another? The smell, no. It smells the nice flower and then goes. And then he tastes the honey. But initially it's the nose which is attracting one flower to another flower. Okay. So that is the nose. Then what about the second picture?
This is a deer, Mataji.
Deer gets
The
attracted
musk deer.
by which sense?
It's the smell of custard,
Kasturi.
Sound, Mataji.
It's a normal deer.
Sound.
Ah,
Yeah,
sound.
Mataji.
How does a hunter trap the deer?
The playing nice
It makes a loud
music.
sound, and the deer gets attracted to it. So the first picture is about the smell, the nose getting trapping the bee. The bee will be inside the lotus, and what is the relation of the lotus with the sun? Once the sun sets, the lotus closes, and the bee will be inside, and it dies. And the deer, because there will be a trap by the hunter, and the hunter plays nice music, and the deer follows it and falls into the trap. Okay, the third picture.
the butterfly with the fire.
Yeah. So what is which sense? Which sense is trapping
Is
the
it
butterfly?
the lust?
Vision.
Eyes. You can see the fireball.
Eyes.
The fire. It thinks that it's some bright things to eat, and then just by seeing the light, the butterfly flies and comes there, and then by the heat of it, it dies. So the fourth one, fish. Fish gets trapped with sense. Which sense?
Tongue.
Tongue.
Tongue, Mataji,
You
test.
throw
Tongue.
any prey to it or anything to eat, and then through the tongue, it tastes through the tongue and gets trapped. The last one,
It is the elephant which gets attracted for the female elephant with some
how? Through which sense?
Touch.
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 Means
Touch,
how they
yes.
trap the male elephant is trapped by sending a she elephant into the forest, and the hunters, they make a trap. They dig a big pitch and then put all the leaves and all and cover it. The she elephant, because the male elephant want to touch her, the touch sense, okay, like for sense gratification, and then he gets trapped there. So all the senses are actually trapping us, and the men have all these senses. No, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, all this in a better, stronger quality, and then we get trapped. But then the best solution is, with the tongue, you taste Krishna Prasadam, chant holy name. With the ears, you hear Krishna Katha. With the eyes, you see the beautiful form of the deities. With then with the hands, you touch the skin, you do a lot of service to Krishna. So when you engage all the senses in serving the master of sense, Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevana, then Maya will not touch us. Till then, Maya will keep trapping us like this. See, with all these senses, they are actually going to death. Now, all these animals are getting trapped. Similarly, humans also get trapped because of this. So here it is said the living entity does take different gross bodies because of a particular type of senses they wanted to enjoy. All these living entities, like once Srila Prabhupada went for a morning walk in the beach, Juhu, I think. So he saw someone just lying on the beach, like they just, and Prabhupada thought, okay, it might be just a hobby. But then every day he starts seeing that person just lying on the beach. And Prabhupada's like, next life he might get a fish life. Why? Because even after getting a human form of body and not doing the higher purpose, what is he trying to do? Trying to enjoy like a fish. So it's actually the material body, material nature is so merciful that it gives you the body with which you want to enjoy. That person or that soul wanted to enjoy that's what the minute independence, no? Krishna will never interfere in that minute independence. But you use your senses for a higher cause, then material nature will give us a body in such a way we do nice devotion service and try to go back. But these senses are actually trapping us. Okay, so we enjoy a particular set of sense objects with these senses. So this transmigration is happening because of these, because of excessive lust and desires, and to load it over material nature, all this is happening. So chakshus, that is eye, shrotam, ears, sparshanam, touch, rasanam, tongue, granam, nose. So that's why Ambarish Maharaj used to see the deities with his eyes, or touch, or his senses were used in serving Krishna. Granam chitatpada saroja saurabam Srimat Tulasya rasanam tadarpitam. Granam, that means the nose was used to smell the flowers offered to Krishna. Srimat Tulasya rasanam tadarpita. So whatever tulsi was offered to Krishna, he used to taste it, he used to eat it. That is rasanam. Everything, all the senses. Mukunda lingalaya darshanam drisho. His eyes were used to see the beautiful form of Krishna. Everything, all the senses were used to serve Krishna. In that way, we can control the senses. Otherwise, it helps us if we get transmigrated again and again. So foolish people doesn't know how the transmigration is happening. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bunjanam vagunanidam vimudana pashyanti pashyantanyana chakshushaha. A foolish person cannot understand how a living entity quits his body, nor they can understand what sort of body enjoys under the spell of mode of nature. But one whose eyes are trained in knowledge can see everything. Okay, so jnana chakshusha. So what are the different types of eyes we have? One is jnana chakshusa, that means through knowledge you can see. Then, what is eyes which we have called?
Charma chakshu.
Charma chakshus. Yes, that is just made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Charma chakshus. Very good. Then, what eyes did Arjuna get to see the universal form?
Divya Chakshu.
Divya chakshus. Divya chakshus. And what eyes we need to see the beautiful form of Krishna? Premanjana Chirita Chakshus.
Premanjana Chirita.
That means Prema Chakshus. Premanjana Chirita Bhakti Vilochanena. Sanda Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyama Sundara Achintya Guna Swarupam Govinda Madhi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So we need Prema Chakshus. So we are having Charma Chakshus. But Arjuna got divine eyes. And there is Jnana Chakshus. This is also called Shastra Chakshus. That is through Shastra you try to see things. So here Only somebody who's having jnana chakshus, somebody who's in real knowledge can see the transmigration happening from one living entity to another. But otherwise, we doesn't know what is actually thinking. We are thinking the body as us, that we're not seeing the soul. So the endeavoring transcendentalists who are situated in self-realization can clearly see how the transmigration is happening. Okay, so every living entity is quitting the body under certain circumstances, and he living under certain circumstances, he's enjoying under certain circumstances under the spell of material nature. As a result, he's suffering different kinds of happiness and distress. Why is it said he's suffering different kind of happiness? How is happiness also suffering? How is happiness also suffering?
Under the guna again.
Okay, it's coming under guna. Why is it suffering? Happiness.
Because that binds,
That's also binding, Mataji.
Okay, it binds us. Very good. Yes. Then, how is the happiness in the material world?
It's
Ashashvatam.
Temporary.
temporary.
It is temporary,
It's
right?
temporary.
Temporary means what? The happiness can go away at any time. So that's why that is also like a suffering only. The happiness in the material world is not eternal. The eternal happiness is only in devotional service. So that's because Krishna is Sachidananda. That happiness we get only in devotional service. But the happiness in material world, it's so-called happiness, is actually just a temporary cessation of distress. And this is dukhalayam ashashvatam. Okay, it is temporary and is dukkha alaya. So the happiness in the material world is also confirmed, it's considered to be suffering. A person in such knowledge can understand how the conditioned living entity is suffering in this material existence. Therefore, those are highly developed in Krishna consciousness try their best to give their knowledge to the people in general. For the conditioned life is very troublesome. Okay, so here it is said that, okay, so what we, here it is said, therefore, the highly developed in Krishna consciousness, which we should try to see this, that how the transmigration is happening, okay? And we should come out of our shell, that the bodily concept, and we should be in Krishna consciousness. Then we can liberate ourselves, the spiritual world, and liberate others also. Since we are not seeing this, we are actually thinking that, oh, like you've seen in this material world now, one suffering, once it all gets over, we think that we can live relaxed. But then next anxiety comes or next problem starts. There is a, because Krishna is giving us a hint. One senior Vaishnava was saying, whenever problems come, we should think that Krishna is giving me some lesson. Krishna is saying that this world is not your place to be. Okay, there's a lot of impartiality and so many cruel things happening in this material world. We just have to go back to Krishna. Okay, and then 11th sloka again says, Yadanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yadanto abhi agritatmano nainam pashyanta chetasaha. And endeavoring transcendentalists who situated in self-realization can see all things clearly. Those who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try to. So initially Arjuna was also thinking now that it's a sin killing my teacher Dronacharya, sin killing the cousins. But then Krishna says, Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pava. You cannot kill the soul. The soul is transcendental. It is Sachidananda, again part and parcel of Krishna. So you cannot touch the soul. Just the body getting destroyed. So only a self-realized person. Actually, self-realization and God realization goes hand in hand. Because once we know we are spirit, soul, part and parcel of the Lord, then we realize the Lord also. And otherwise, we will be not able to see this. Okay. So this is about transmigration. So Prabhupada says, once placed in some particular kind of body, he comes under the control of nature. Because the body being matter acts according to the law of nature. At that time, the living entity has no power to change that law. This life is a preparation for the next life. Okay. So as I already told, once you quit the apartment, you have to find another apartment before you shift. Similarly, our body's next body is getting ready by now. Okay, Karanam Guna Sangha Asya, the modes of nature we are associated with. till now, till we came to Krishna consciousness, we may have become an animal also. Suppose a living entity is put into the body of a dog. As soon as he is put into the body of the dog, he must act like a dog. He cannot act otherwise. And if the living entity is put in the body of a hog, then he's forced to eat stool and act like a hog. So we might have done so many sinful activities in previous lives, and based on our karma, we might have got an animal form. But since we came to Krishna consciousness and started chanting Hare Krishna and did some devotional service, what happens? Material nature will not give us a animal form. Which is the sloka? Which is the proof for this? In second chapter, Krishna says that, 40th sloka. Neha Vikrama Sosti Pratyavayana Vidyade Salpam Apyasya Dharma Trayade Bhayat. What is that bhayat? The bhayat to become a lower species. Like Krishna is giving us a surety that you come to Krishna consciousness, it's sure. Salpam apyasya dharma, little devotional service you do, it will save you from great dangers. What is the danger? To go back to animal form. So at least the Hare Krishnas, we may not be great devotees or Uttamadhikaris, we may not be chanting Shuddhanam, or we don't know all the slokas and philosophies. We are just neophytes or kanishtas. We may not have completed devotional service, or it might be 10%, might be very slow in advancement. No problem. Krishna says, Krishna gives a surety. It's never lost. Never lost. Not like a bank balance, which we cannot take to the next life. No, this is like a permanent bank balance, and it will save us from all kind of great dangers. Means going down to animal form is the greatest danger. Why? Because again, you have to repeat the 84 lakh species of life and come back to a human form. So at least guarantee that you will get a human form. Shuchinam, Srimadam, Gehe, definitely in a higher family, so that we can continue from where we stopped our devotional service. So that is surety Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. And we can be sure also, we will not go to an animal form, dog or hog form. Chanting the Lord's holy name and doing devotional service and doing sinful activities, that is the seventh offense to the holy name. Committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. They will be dealt separately because they are taken over advantage of the process. But those who are doing devotional service and those who have following the four regulative principles, right? The Acharya himself says that you will be saved from great dangers. Okay, so that is one way of understanding about the transmigration. 12 to 15 is appreciating Krishna's position in maintaining us. Now we'll see how much we are dependent on Krishna. How much we think we are great and we are independent. No. Every point Krishna says, Yad Aditya Gadam Tejo Jagat Bashete Akilam Yad Chandramasi Yad Tat Tejo Vidimamakam. The splendor of the sun which dissipates the darkness of the whole world come from Krishna. And the splendor of the moon, the splendor of fire also comes from Krishna. So in the 12th sloka, Krishna says, before in the previous chapters, Krishna have said, Rasoham Apsukam Teya Prabhasmi Shashi Suryo. The light of sun and moon is Krishna, or they are the eyes of the Lord. So we are getting the whole world is working because of this. Just imagine tomorrow sun doesn't rise. Then what will we do? What do we do? Nobody, it will be like the whole night and the whole world is still sleeping, or we feel like what is wrong now? But every day without fail, every day the sun rises. Every day the sun sets or the moon rises, and it's the moon which gives the juice to all the vegetables actually. Everything. So who's nourishing all this? Krishna. We think we are independent. No, everything we are dependent on the Lord. So it's actually the Lord who's maintaining us. Eko bahunamya vidutadikaman. This is Krishna's energy. Okay. The atheist might say, it's all happening naturally. How can it happen naturally? There's a controller behind everything. Any small automatic machine you take, at least you should on the main switch. Even if it's a robot, you need to program it. You need to do the training or the programming of it. Otherwise, it will not work. So there's an engineer behind that. So similarly, the chief engineer is Krishna, who's the whole universe is like an engineering system where everything works, and it's all because of the Lord. And Krishna says he's the fire of digestion also. Okay, aham Vaishnava Bhuta Praninam Deham Ashritaha Pranapanna Samayuktam Pachamennam Chaturvitam. So there are 4 kinds of footsteps. What are they? 4 kinds of footsteps. We eat
chewing, sucking,
sucking, licking, sucking, drinking,
Swallowing.
taking, and swallowing.
swallowing, and chewing. Okay, some food
Chewing.
we have to chew, like rice, like you need to chew. We can't just swallow it. Some we can just swallow, some we can lick. So all these are different types of footsteps we have. So Krishna is the fire of digestion, and from him comes the digestive power, and he is the air of life and outgoing and coming, by which digest the 4 kind of footsteps. So there are 4 kinds of footsteps which we eat, and this will help us. Krishna is only helping us to actually digest it. Like some food can be swallowed, some can be chewed, some can be licked, and some can be sucked. So all this is given by the Lord. Aham Vaishnavara Bhutam Praninam Deham Ashrita. So he is the fire of digestion. The Hanagni, you know, the Agni, that fire which digests the food. That is also the Lord. Means what? That's Krishna's energy. So in one day we have indigestion, means what? The whole system fails. So Krishna is helping us in all this. It's because of our sense gratification we have indigestive problems. But Krishna is the one who's actually giving us all this. In Ayurveda Shastra also we say there's a fire in the stomach which digests the food. And that is actually the Lord. Okay. So Krishna as Paramatma is situated in all our heart, and he's guiding us. He's the one who's giving us knowledge, remembrance, forgetfulness, everything. Sarvasya chaham vidhi sannivishtam matta smridityanam apohanam cha vedaisya sarve rahameva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham sarvasya chaham vidhi sannivishtam. He's not saying I'm situated only in human beings. No, every living entity. Sarvasya chaham. Every living entity, Krishna is in their heart as Paramatma. And Matta Smritir Jnanam Apohanam cha. He gives us remembrance, he gives us forgetfulness. Forgetfulness is also good because Krishna helps us to forget our past life. Just imagine some of them, most of them you go to psychiatric ward or psychiatric counseling, psychologist, they say that they are not able to forget the past. Like whatever happened in this life, like might be a relationship problem or whatever it is. So these youngsters and all, they go for a psychologist and counsel. They are not able to forget the past and move on. They're still guilty about something, or they go into depression. Why? Because of thinking about the past. So much impact it makes on the mind. So just imagine we are able to think about our past lives. That too, how many? 84 lakhs of life. Just imagine we are able to think all that. Much difficulty it would have been for us to survive. This life itself, people are not able to forget their things happened in college days or whatever it is, some kind of tragedy happening, and then they are not going into depression. Just imagine it, remembering so many lives, past lives. Oh, I was in such body, and I was a so cruel person. I did this cruelty, I killed somebody, and whatever. All this keeps coming to us. We can't live. We won't be able to live. So forgetfulness also is Krishna's mercy. One way is Krishna's mercy. Sometimes we forget sloka, sometimes we forget so many other things. Krishna doesn't want us to become pride. Krishna don't want us to become proud. So Krishna is making us understand that you are not the real person who's thinking. And so somebody who's intelligent, Krishna is only the intelligence of that person. So remembrance, forgetfulness, knowledge, everything is Krishna is giving. And Vedaisha Sarve Rahameva Vedyam. The purpose of studying Veda is to get Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav degrees is to know Krishna. Vedaisha Sarve Ahameva Vedyo. So the purpose of studying Vedas is to understand Krishna, not to become great Chaturvedis and show our certificates. No, it's actually to understand Krishna. And Vedanta Krit Veda Chvidehacha. It's Krishna only who have compiled the Vedas as Vyasdev. Krishna is seated in everyone's heart, and from him comes remembrance, forgetfulness, and knowledge. And by studying the Vedas, Krishna is to be known. And Krishna is the compiler of the Vedanta. He is the knower of the Vedas. Yes, it's a very important sloka, 15.15. And Krishna says that he is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. And Vedanta Krit, as already explained, Lord in his incarnation as Vyasdev compiled Vedanta Sutra. And here the Lord is giving in summary the contents of the Vedanta Sutra as Bhagavad Gita, the Gita Shastra Mitam Punyam, Yat Smare Pundarikaksha. Like Gita Shastra Mitam Punyam, it's very pure to hear Bhagavad Gita, which is again an essence. Gita Upanishad, we say. Okay. Okay, we'll just finish this. There is something called Tril Sloki Gita, again 16 to 18, which is the essence We saw Chatusloki Gita in 10th chapter, no? 10.8, 9, 10, 11. Now this is Trisloki Gita, that is the 15.16, 17 and 18. So Krishna has stated that he is the knower of the Vedas, and the 3 verses he will give the Vedanta, the summary of the Veda, that is 16 to 18. It's also called Trisloki Gita since it gives the complete relationship between Jiva and Krishna, that is Sambandha Jnana. And also 19 explains the Avideya, the process, and 20 is the Prayojana. Okay. So first is Sambandha. Sambandha means what is our relationship with Krishna. So essence of the Vedas are described in these next 3 slokas, 15.16 to 18. Dvavimam purusha loke kshara akshara eva cha kshara sarvani bhutani kutasto akshara uchyate. There are 2 classes of beings, fallible and infallible. In the material world, every living entity is fallible. In the spiritual world, every living entity is infallible. What is another name of Krishna because he is infallible?
Achyuta. Hare Krishna.
Huh?
Achyuta.
Achyuta. Senayorupayormadhye ratham sthapayame. Achyuta. Achyuta means infallible. Krishna is infallible. Why Krishna is called infallible? What are the reason?
He never fails in
Yeah.
devotees,
fails.
Mataji.
Reciprocating with the devotees.
Yes,
Yes.
devotees.
Then what else is the reason?
Hare Krishna Mataji, he doesn't, he never fails to protect his devotee.
Nothing,
Krishna never
nothing
fails.
binds
He is
him,
not
Mataji. So there
fallible
is,
because
he's
he doesn't have any
infallible.
defect. Therefore, he is not fallible.
Because he doesn't have.
Any defect.
I'm not getting a Bhakti Shastri answer from
He's
chapter 1.
eternal,
Not attached to the
Mataji. He's
material modes of
eternal. There's
nature.
no beginning or end to him.
Huh?
So
What?
he's eternal. He has no beginning or end.
What is the Bhagavad Gita reason? In chapter 1, Prabhupada mentions the 2 reasons why Krishna is called Achyuta. One is he never fails to reciprocate to his devotees or to protect the devotees. Second, specifically in the sloka, Radham Sthapayame Achyuta. Why
He
is
does not
Achyuta
fall
mentioned in
from he
Ah.
does not fall from his position as the
Yes,
Supreme
very
Lord.
good. Yeah, Balaji Prabhu, very nice. Yes. So even though he becomes a chariot driver, he doesn't fall from the position of being the supreme personality of Godhead. That's why Krishna is called Achyuta. It specifically mentioned this sloka that Radhayam Sthapayame Achyuta. Krishna, Arjuna is saying that, hey, Achyuta, Krishna, take my chariot and place in between the 2 armies, the battlefield. Why is specifically used in that sloka? To show that even though Arjuna, Krishna became the chariot driver, he doesn't become just a driver. Like I've given the example. Your friends come to your house, you take them to a drive, and they sit behind in the car. Doesn't make you a driver. That's out of friendship and love and care and affection you drive. So Krishna doesn't just become a driver. He still is the supreme personality God. That's why he is called infallible. Okay. And second reason is he doesn't fail to reciprocate to his devotees. The rest are all reasons, but I want Bhakti Shastri reason. Like these are the 2 things specifically mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, why he is called as Achyuta. Okay, so we are called fallible because we fall from the spiritual world. We have fallen from the spiritual world. So we are fallible. And Krishna is infallible. Even though Krishna comes from the spiritual world, he appears, he doesn't fall like us. We are forced and pushed to the mother's womb or to take birth. But Krishna comes in his own sweet will. So he's infallible. And yes, Krishna doesn't have any defects. We have all defective senses. So Krishna, the relationship between Krishna and the living entity is that we are fallible, Krishna is infallible. Uttama purushastu anya paramatmeti dharida yo loka trayama vishya viparti avyaya ishvara. Beside these 2, there is a greatest living personality, the Lord himself, who has entered into this world and is maintaining them. So Krishna is the one who is maintaining. Which form of the Lord is maintaining the universe?
Loko Maheswaram. Hare Krishna.
Vishnu. Which Vishnu?
Shirodakshay Vishnu, Mataji.
Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
Shirodakshay Vishnu is the Paramatma in our heart.
Garbhodaka.
Garbhodakshay Vishnu Mataji.
Huh?
Garbhodaka side.
Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So Karanadakshay Vishnu is also called as
Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu. So these are the different, which incarnation of the Lord?
Purusha avatar.
Purusha
Ah,
avatar.
very good. So these are the three Purusha avatars. One is Karanadakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, and Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Karanadakshay Vishnu is Karana, the cause for creation. So he is Mahavishnu. Okay, who is the cause of creation? You can see the middle. He's lying in the middle. So he is the one who is the cause of creation. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. So the middle you can see Karanadakshay Vishnu, that is, he is the cause of creation. Okay, so that is Karanadakshay Vishnu. So Karanadakshay Vishnu is the cause of creation. Karana. So Karanadakshay Vishnu is the cause of creation. He is also called Mahavishnu. Okay, through his pores, sweat pores, as also said, through his breathing, you can see here different multiple universes are formed. Now the same Vishnu and expands and forms, becomes Garbhodakshay Vishnu and enters into each and every universe. You can see in every universe you can see here Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Okay, and from the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Garbha Utaka Shai, he is lying shy or lying on the Garbhodaksha ocean. Then from his navel, the lotus comes and different planetary system comes, and then he becomes Kshirodakshay Vishnu and enters into every living entity as Paramatma. So these are the Purusha avatars of the Lord. So Krishna is himself maintaining all of us through his different expansions or different incarnations. Okay, so we should know all this, that how this the Lord is functioning everything. In Upanishads also it says Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunamiya Vidadadi Kama. Eko Bahunam. It's one person is enough to maintain everyone. Okay. So Krishna, we are maintaining our family or whatever small things we have, but Krishna is maintaining everyone, in the sense not only human beings, every living entity, even a smallest ant Krishna is maintaining, from Brahma to an ant, not only in this universe, every universe. So just imagine Krishna's position. Krishna is maintaining everyone. Okay, so that's what Prabhupada says. We know God is great. We don't know how great God is. But Shastras prove that. Yasmaksharam atito aham aksharat apichottama atosmi loga vedesha pratiti purushottama. This is Purushottam Yoga, and Krishna is called Purusha Uttama. He's the best among Purushas. He's the enjoyer. And because he's transcendental beyond the fallible and infallible, and because he's the greatest, he's celebrated both in the world and in the Vedas as the supreme person. Greatest. What is Krishna's another name? Because there's no one equal to or above Krishna. We discussed that.
Asamurtha.
Asamurtha. There is nobody equal to Krishna or above Krishna. Matta Paradaram Nani, which Krishna says. So these are all our sambandha towards Krishna. What is my relationship with Krishna? Krishna is my eternal father, or the seed-giving father, because he is the creator. Brahma is the secondary creator, but Krishna created Brahma also. So Krishna is Prapitamaha. So Krishna is transcendental, both beyond fallible and infallible things, and he's the greatest. That means nobody is above Krishna or equal to Krishna. That's why we should worship the Lord. So the 16, 17, and 18 sloka proves our sambandha towards Krishna. Like, what is my relationship with Krishna? Okay, and now 19th sloka proves the avideya, the process. The process. What is the process? How I can get back to Krishna? Yo mamevam asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarva vibhajanti mam sarva bhavena bharata bhajanti mam. You have to do devotional service to Krishna. Whoever knows Krishna as the Supreme Personality Godhead without doubting is to be understood the knower of everything, and he therefore engage himself in devotional service. So we should not doubt Krishna. If we doubt, asammudho means without a doubt. If we doubt, oh really Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if we doubt and we have plan B, C, D, then we are in trouble. Krishna also will reciprocate in the same way. So whoever knows Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, why are we studying Bhagavad Gita? Why are we doing all this, studying the Shastra? So that we have firm conviction that avashya rakshate Krishna. Krishna will definitely protect me. We don't have to. This is some people know they take Ekadashi and next day is Shivaratri. So you have to break the Ekadashi during your parent time. Otherwise, Ekadashi is not counted. It's waste. The parent time is very, very important. We know Ambarish Maharaj story. So if you break Ekadashi on the Dwadashi day, which is supposed to be Shivaratri, then they think that Shivaratri is broken. So what they do? They continue the fasting. But they don't know Vaishnavana Metashambod. I was reading 4th canto, 24th chapter. Then in the verse, there is Rudra Gita. Rudra Gita means Lord Shiva is glorifying Krishna. There you should see beautifully Lord Shiva saying that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead, or Lord Shiva is meditating on Krishna. And he says Krishna is the Supreme. So if we take Ekadashi, you think Lord Shiva will be not be happy? If you don't take Shivaratri and you take Ekadashi, will Lord Shiva get offended? No, he'll be very happy, in fact, because you are worshipping his boss. He is also Vaishnavana Medashambho. He's the greatest devotee. And so if we have planned, we think that Krishna cannot fulfill my desire, Krishna will not take care of me, and we go to the demigods, what happens? Krishna also will reciprocate in the same way. We will not get complete shelter of Krishna. But once you know this, because you're doubting, we have little doubt, we don't have complete faith that Shishyati Vishwaso, that Krishna will do everything for me. Because Krishna's plan is not like the demigods. Demigods will be very pleased easily and they'll give you a lot of material benefits then and there. But Krishna sees that you don't get entangled. You don't get entangled. Like Narad Muni. Narad Muni was not going to the with the Bhakti Vedantas for devotional service because of his mother. Then what happened? A snake bit his mother and the mother died. So it looks like a tragedy, but then it was Krishna's special mercy of taking away the mother so that Narad Muni can become Narad Muni from a Shudra son. So Krishna's way of dealing with devotees might be different. So people, what they do, they go to the demigods. So that's because they doubt Krishna's authority. Bhagavatam says, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udariti tivrena bhakti yogena yajede purusham param. Akama, you don't have any desire. Sarva kamo, you have a lot of desire. Moksha kama, your desire is to get liberation. Still, you should do bhakti yogena to Krishna. You should go to Krishna only. You should not go to anyone else. Krishna says, Mam ekam sharanam rajana. We should go to Krishna. If we start doubting, then there's problem. So one should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to Krishna. And anyone who's able to understand this according to the Supreme Personality God, Shri Krishna, knows the purpose of Veda. So the studying of Vedas is to know Krishna. And once you know Krishna, what should we do? Surrender to him. Do devotional service. Sasarvavid bhajanti mam. Sasarvavid. The knower of it. We should render devotional service to Krishna. Bhajanti. The bhajan, that word is used. So just knowing Krishna is great, Krishna is supreme, it's not enough. You should do devotional service to Krishna. Means chanting the holy name, taking Krishna prasadam, doing service. So bhajanti mam sarva bhavena bharata. It's very, very important. Therefore, engage himself in full devotional service to Krishna. Bhajanti mam. Krishna used the word mam. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Man manabhava mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mam. Word is again is used. Mam means only to Krishna. Krishna says do devotional service to Krishna, not to anyone else. So devotional service is that. So this is what the process is, the avideya. And what is the goal? The 20th sloka says, Iti guhyatamam shastram idam uttamayanaka edat bhutva buddhimansya krita krityascha bharata. The most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it's disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. So that means this is the most confidential part of the knowledge. What is the guhyam? What is the most confidential part?
You're not body or soul.
That is confidential. The second chapter. Most confidential and more confidential is there. So confidential is guhyam, guhyatamam, guhyataram. The three things Bhagavad Gita states. One is, yes, we are not this body, we are spiritual. That is just confidential. More
And the soul is a part of soul is the
we are
part and
part and
parcel
parcel of Krishna, and we should do devotional service to Krishna. Very good. So this is what our confidential reason thing is. So Krishna have told this to Arjuna. That means Krishna has told to all of us that you are not the body, your spirit, soul. That was already taken care in the second chapter. Again, this chapter, Krishna talks about transmigration to remind us that we are not this body. Then the most confidential is we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Or Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are part and parcel of Krishna. So what should we do? Do devotional service to Krishna. So what is the goal of knowing this? The goal is that we can become wise and we can go for perfection. In the sense, we can get liberated by doing this. So in this chapter, the first five verses describe the process of freeing oneself from this weakness of the heart, and rest of the chapter from 6th verse through the end discuss the Purushottam Yoga. So during Purushottam Mass, the extra month which comes every 3 years, we recite Purushottam Yoga. That is 15th chapter, glorifying the Lord Krishna. So here it is said the most confidential part. Okay, that is everyone should take up to Krishna consciousness, and since we are part and parcel of Krishna, we should do devotional service to Krishna. And devotional service is the only way. Bhaktya mam abhijanati to know Krishna. So we understood the overview of chapter 15. That is chapter 15 compares the material world to an inverted banyan tree analogy. Urda mula mata shakam ashwatham prahuraviyam chandam siyasya parnani yastam veda savedavid. So it's inverted banyan tree. And also we saw Purushottam Yoga means to understand Krishna, to connect to Krishna. And it has a lot of preaching application. 15.7 is Mamevamsha Jivaloke Jiva Pudana Sanadana. That is we are part and parcel of Krishna. 15.15 is Sarvasya Hriday Sannivishtam. That Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma. These two very important sloka in this chapter. And Prabhupada mentions, as long as the living entity is in the dark material world, he is in a conditioned life. But as soon as he reaches the spiritual sky, by cutting through the false perverted tree of material world, he becomes living, mukta. Then there is no chance of him coming back here. In his conditioned life, the living entity considers himself to be the lord of this material world. But in his liberated state, he enters into the spiritual kingdom and becomes the associate of Krishna. Then he enjoys eternal bliss, eternal life full of knowledge, Satchidanand. Okay, so here we think we are the enjoyer, but then Krishna is the real enjoyer. That is Purushottam Yoga. And once we go to the spiritual world, we understand that. And we become an associate of Krishna. What type of mukti is that? To become the associate of Krishna?
Sayujya.
Sayuja is for the demons and for the Mayavadis to merge into the Brahman effulgence.
Sarupya Mataji.
Sarupya is the same form of the Lord. Associate is Sarupya is same form as the Lord. In Vaikuntha, you can see same form. Everyone has the 4 hands. You'll see it in Nectar of Devotion more. The 5 types of mukti we'll learn in Nectar of Devotion. But he just
Samipya Mataji.
Samipya, yeah. That means living near the Lord. Samipya means near the Lord as an associate. So that is Samipya Mukti. Then Sarupya is the same form as the Lord. Salokya is in the same world as the Lord. Then Swashti is the same opulence as the Lord. And the last and the most unwanted mukti for a devotee is Salokya. Sayuja, because they don't want to get merged with the Brahman effulgence. That's what the Mayavadis, they want to merge. But no use, again coming back. So that a devotee doesn't even want. There is a 5th type of mukti. But these 4, they are great. And to become an associate of the Lord, that is actually the greatest thing. To become associate of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I just skipped the breakout room. But the question is about 15.7 and 15. Yeah. The preaching application. That is just to know that 15.7 is we are part and parcel of Krishna. 15.15 is we are Krishna is in our heart as Paramatma. So how do you take this and which help us to preach Krishna consciousness? Okay, maybe next time we can take up. So anything to any doubts? This is a very short chapter, very sweet chapter. Yes, Mataji can post that reference link. Hare Krishna. So Yeah, next week I'll give out the open book. Just mark it. Okay. Mataji, this question bank was already shared, no? No.
Not for unit 3, Mataji. Usually after 2 or 3 chapters, we share it like middle.
Okay, okay. Then you can share now at least. They can start
Sure, ma'am.
preparing. And the slokas, they know the slokas, no? To memorize.
We
What are
have to
the-
memorize all the 9 slokas, Mataji. It's been reminded also.
Yeah, all the 9. So very, very important slokas. That's why don't skip it. Next Saturday, that is 10th, I will. 11th is Narasimha Chaturdashi. Open book. We gave open book from chapter 14, na?
Yes, Mataji. I'll send it to you again if you want.
Yeah, the link also.
Yes, Mataji.
So next week I'll give it.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna,
so please
Mataji.
start studying the slokas. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I joined late, so I didn't attend OBA 1 of Unit 3.
Oh, yeah, Keshav Rajendra Prabhu. You have been in Santush Sadatushta Prabhu's class, no?
Yes, Mataji.
How you finished module 2 exam?
Yeah, yes, Mataji.
No open book you didn't write. Nandita Mataji can share so that
Yes.
he can also upload and I can correct all their
Yes,
open
Mataji.
book. The link also you can share to him.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So please start preparing the slokas. Have a small sloka notebook and write the slokas. And every day Brahma Muhurta, try to start the slokas. It's going to be very easy. Understand the meaning and learn. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult. Start preparing for short notes also. Like very small chapter. 15 chapter is very small chapter Purushottam Yoga. So understand. Everybody is okay with you understood the 3 Purushavatars of the Lord. Any doubt in that? The Purushavatars? It is given clearly in your Goloka chart. Because again, I was shocked to hear that Kshirodakshai Vishnu as entering into the universe. He is a Paramatma, right? Kshirodakshai Vishnu. I had the... Did we discuss the Goloka chart, Mataji, in this class?
Once before you have, Mataji, but if everybody wishes to and you also wish to, you can please explain it once more. Maybe another time when it's convenient, Mataji.
Basically, I want to explain the Purushavatars. Let's see. Only the Purushavatars, because devotees are getting confused with the Purushavatars. It's clearly given in the Goloka chart. Yeah, here. So who's lying here in the Garbhodaksha ocean is? This is Garbhodaksha Vishnu, right?
Yes.
You can now see. So Garbha Utakashai Vishnu. Now what is the difference between Garbhodaksha Vishnu and here? Who's lying here? Karnadakshai Vishnu. Can you see any difference? How do you recognize Karnadakshai Vishnu and Garbhodaksha Vishnu?
Mataji, the universe is coming from
The universe is coming out. Then anything else?
From the
Huh? What is missing from Karnadakshai Vishnu and Garbhodaksha Vishnu? What is missing?
Lakshmi Devi.
Lakshmi and what else?
Are missing, Mataji.
Who's missing?
Lotus,
Ananda Shesh.
Lotus
Is
and
there
Brahma
another Shesh for Karnadesha Vishnu? No. No Ananda Shesh and no Lakshmi Devi sitting there, no? So here you can see in Garbhodesha Vishnu, there is Ananda Shesh, Lord is lying on Ananda Shesh, and there is Lakshmi Devi doing Pada Seva. So this is Garbha Utakashayi Vishnu in lying in the Garbhodakasha ocean. When there is pralaya, when there is annihilation and whole the yugas, no? After Kali Yuga, what happens? Whole universe, everything goes under the Garbhadakshay ocean. Like there is pralaya, there is there will be desolation. So this is what happens, partial desolation and complete. So Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Garbha Utakashai Vishnu, because he's sleeping on Garbhadakshay ocean. And Garbha Utakashai, from his navel only, what happens? You can see the lotus coming and Brahma on the top and all the world. That is the 14 planetary system. Now, once the TOVP opens, now Temple of Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur, you can literally see them. And it will be like a wonder revolution for this the whole universe, that to see the different planetary systems. So you can see Satyaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharlok, Swarlok, Bhuvarlok, Bur, that is Earth. We are here. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala. These are the hellish planets. So all this is coming from Garbhadakshay Vishnu. Okay. Now before that, this is, you can see the bubbles coming from Garbhadakshay Vishnu, who doesn't have a Anantashesh and Lakshmi Devi there. Now, from the bubbles, it is said in Bhagavatam that one is either it came from the pores of the Lord or through his breathing. No? When he inhales, all the dissolution happens. When he exhales, the creation happens. So you can see different bubbles coming. These are Andandarastha Paramanu, different atoms and different what Koti, Jagadanta Koti, thousands of universes, like a mustard in the bag of mustard seeds. You can see them coming. Now, one of these bubbles, like golden one, is this expanded one. Okay, you enlarge this one gold bubble. This is one universe with four-headed Brahma, which is our universe. We have four-headed Brahma. Like that, different universe have different headed Brahmas, like this. Okay, so this is Karnadakshay Vishnu. Karana means cause. Sarva Karana. Karana means cause. He is the cause of creation. Now, he is also called Mahavishnu. Now, once he creates the universe, what happens? He himself expands his Garbhadakshay Vishnu and enters into the bubble. It means enters into the universe. And he creates different planetary system for the universe. And then the living entities are created. And in the living entity, you can see here Kshirodakshay Vishnu as Paramatma. He comes as Paramatma, he enters into as Paramatma. You can see here Paramatma in everyone's heart. Now, this is what the three Purusha avatars of the Lord is. Okay, I hope you will not get confused. This much you should know. Okay, rest is later on we'll explain. But then, yeah, the Sayuja Mukti is to this Brahmajyoti. Those who worship the Brahman effulgence, no Mayavadis, they want to merge into the Brahmajyoti of the Lord, which is temporary. They think they are liberated, they are not, they'll fall down again. Because they just crossed material world and they go merge into the Brahmajyoti, which is the worst type of moksha, which is not complete. We need to go higher into the spiritual world. This is Vaikunta. And in Vaikunta, you can see everyone have four-handed form. That is Sarubhya Mukti you can get. And beyond that is Goloka, where there is Salokya, Samipya, Shastri, all that. But nobody wants that opulences of Lord. But you can also see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in Goloka there. That is again Shwetadeep. You can go through Mahaprabhu also is the easiest way to go. And from the earth, you can see a magic thing happening now. What is that? Just connecting to the spiritual world. What is going?
Hare Krishna Mahamantra spread.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra is directly piercing through all the universe. You can see here the mantra written and just goes to the spiritual world. Directly goes to the Gologera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. So that's our shortcut to go back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. So I think we can stop here. Any questions? Already 9:43.
Mataji, please explain about the confidential, more confidential, and most confidential names alone, Mataji.
Yeah, Guhyam, Guhyatamam, Guhyataram. So confidential, more confidential, most confidential. Confidential is that we are not this body, we are spirits. And more confidential is that we are part and parcel of Krishna. Or Krishna is a supreme personality of God, we are part and parcel of Krishna. And most confidential is, we'll come in the 18th chapter, Sarvasya allows, Sarva Dharma Pariteja, like completely surrender to Krishna or do devotional service. Okay, these are the three things which Bhagavad Gita explains, Prabhu. Like in different chapters, it is taught. The second chapter, we saw Guhyam, that is the confidential, that we are not this body, we are spirits. In the 15th chapter, we saw the most confidential, that is, we are part and parcel of Krishna, Mame Vamsha Jiva Bhuta Sanadana, and Krishna is a supreme personality of God. And the more confidential, the still more is Sarvadharma Paritya. Leave everything and just surrender to Krishna. I think these are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. This is what we need. Okay. So these are the 3 things which Bhagavad Gita explains.
Thank
The
you,
main
Mataji.
thing, the basics. Hare Krishna. I think we can stop here.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha.
Pranam. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Sadhu
Krishna. Kripa Sindhu Devi Jai Patitana Pavani Vaishnavi Namanan Jai Shri
Thank you,
Radha.
Mataji.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare